Romina from the DLC has a weapon and a spell, but no cutscene and no armor. So can you even make a Romina build? Well, yeah, you can. You're just gonna be naked the whole time. Thankfully, Romina's halberd and the Rotten Butterfly spell both have great reputations in the community. Oh, they don't. Oh, they suck. Okay. At least I get to cast spells. We all know I like that. Join the Patreon to support all of our channels. This is the one where we play Elden Ring. Tulok Time is the one where we play other games. The Kingdom Hearts video better be up. If it's not, that's my fault. Sorry. Tulok the Cardbrarian has the new Commander videos. If you like Magic the Gathering, and Tulok the Barbarian has the D&D 5e homebrew. That's effectively just Kingdom Hearts and Bloodborne fanfic that you can play with your friends. Follow on Twitch to watch us live, and like and subscribe for better health. Can't prove that'll happen, but I don't think it can really make your health worse. Now, let's do a run with no armor and a terrible spell. Nothing to worry about here. Sticking to the human centipede theme, this one is attached to the back of Eleonora, a build with massive bleed buildup and armor and a weapon that everyone in the community loves. I didn't like it, cause Tulok the Barbarian? Nah, it's Tulok the Contrarian. I'm using the portmanteau of Contrarian and Barbarian would also be Barbarian. I didn't have to change it. Anyway, I'm using that fire weapon to carve up the Kindred of Rot and get the Kindred of Rot's Exaltation. It's like the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, but with rot and poison instead of blood. There's also a frenzy one now in the DLC, but no frostbite? Bummer. Maybe in the second DLC. Time to talk to Renala and get the minimum stats to use the halberd and the spell. The halberd requires arcane, dex, and strength. The spell requires faith. Another thing Eleonora didn't have to deal with. Nothing in Eleonora's kit required faith.
They forgot about me.
Character art time. Beth is our executive producer for the run and really helped us nail the aesthetics. Seriously, we kind of crushed it today. Hope you'll have Barit from the opening scene of Guardians of the Galaxy. You remember her?
Look, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I forgot you're here.
Classic look. We've got the halberd. It's the sword spear style R1s that I love, and the spinny R2, which I hate. At least it's long. I'll just sort of yada 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 grabbing the somber stones because, you know, if you want a somber stone guide, there are other videos for that. But let's show off the Ash of War against Anastia. Doesn't get nastier than a giant rotten bug lady. Romina's purification is great against NPCs diving in and out. They really struggle to keep up. I've also used it in PvP like once. I know, Phil did PvP, and yeah, I did one time. You can really just dive in and fly away and then make them chase you while routed. It's pretty funny. Purify the turtle toes.
I just wanna be pure.
Ironically, we get poisoned really fast while we go through the Cringe Folk Hero's Grave, activating our Kindred of Rot damage boost. Get ready, Chariot. You're gonna get gotten. Actually, we kind of get trampled, but we make our way down to the Banished Knight and get our Come Onion Seal. Doesn't affect our equip load, which is nice. If you really care about a load, make sure you check out the Come Onion. We have two options for the Spirit Ash, the Kindred of Rot, which I know is absolute dookie butt cheeks. It just dies instantly, like a spider would. But hey, there's a new Spider Spirit Ash in the DLC, the Spider Scorpion Spirit Ash. It's even hanging out in the Rao Ruins right by Romina. Costs 41 mana to summon, less than a third of the Dung Eater and Tish. Maybe it's a bargain, I guess.
I doubt it, but you never know.
I hate to be so pessimistic right at the top, but there is no way this works. The Rot halberd that scales mostly with Arcane, Arcane does not scale up the Rot buildup. Arcane just scales up the physical damage, like it's a cult. The spell has you floating up in the air, might as well have a sign that says "Kick Me" attached to it, and gives no super armor to help you get it off. Our armor is int. Our armor isn't. We don't have any armor. And the Spirit Ash is a single spider, common ass Spirit Ash, not even a gang of spiders. It costs less mana than the wolves, unless everyone has been massively sleeping on the pieces of this kit. We are in for a miserable time. And you shouldn't sleep on a halberd, or on butterflies, or on spiders. You should sleep on today's sponsor, Helix. This video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Helix is the company that helps you make your custom mattress to get your perfect night's sleep, then delivers it right to your door. Gamers, it is cold. I live in Minnesota, but I am the kind of guy who cracks the window open when it's the winter in Minnesota. I like to sleep real cold, which is why when I was looking for a mattress, I needed something cool. I also needed something big. I'm 6'3". I'm crouching right now so I don't hit the top of the frame. See? But how do you know what kind of mattress is perfect for you? Well, you take the Helix Sleep Quiz. It's super easy, it's super fast, It's super fun. It takes maybe 5 minutes to go through the whole thing, and it helps you pick out the perfect mattress to get your perfect ideal night's sleep. You also don't have to worry about fitting the mattress in your car. They're gonna deliver it right to you with free shipping in the United States. We ordered the Helix Dusk Luxe because I sleep on my stomach and I like to keep it cool at night. It arrived in a box, easy enough for me to move by myself and unravel upside down. That's not on Helix, that's on me for putting it upside down. But once I turned it right side up, it's the most comfortable mattress I've ever laid on. After you got your mattress, you got a 100-day window to decide whether or not you love it. And you're gonna love it. But you got a 100-day sleep trial just in case, so you don't have to worry about it. Worrying will keep you up at night. That's the opposite of what Helix is trying to do. They also come with a 10-year warranty, so you know this mattress is gonna last you a long time. They also offer flexible payment plans, so you can pay the mattress off as you go. You don't have to lose a ton of money right away. That could be stressful. We don't want you stressing. We want you sleeping. I know some of you sickos are putting these videos on while you sleep. You've told me about it. I don't think you're sickos. We love the sleepy time listeners. Hi. Hope you're having a weird dream with this one. Helix has over 20 different mattress options to make sure you're getting the perfect fit. With the Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite Award winners, the big and tall options for your big and tall folks like me. And the Helix Kids mattress for the little folks who aren't like me, because they're kids. We have had our Helix mattress for about a month now, and it has completely changed the sleeping game, other than still sleeping on my stomach, but that was part of the sleep quiz. They knew about that. What I'm telling you is I'm sleeping through the night. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night, and I'm not struggling to fall back asleep. Again, thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. Their Black Friday sale is going on right now, so you can go to helixsleep.com/tulokmango and get 25% off your mattress and 2 free pillows, plus a free bedding bundle with Luxe or Elite orders. This is the perfect time to upgrade your mattress. You deserve a great night's sleep for the rest of this year and the rest of the next year, and every year after that. Again, that is helixsleep.com/tulokmango for 25% off, free pillows, and a free bedding bundle with Luxe and Elite orders. Now let's get back to Romina and see how those butterflies carry us through the game. I'm sure they'll do great. Grafted Scion is sort of a human centipede. We beat it up pretty fast because we have some good talismans. Let's go raw damage. Let's go full glass cannon. I figure we're gonna die quick, might as well hit hard. Blue Dancer Charm with R-Weight is given somewhere between 17 and 20% damage boost. It's kinda hard to calculate exactly. Two-Handed Talisman is 10% on every hit. Kindred of Rots is 20% for 20 seconds after we get a Rot proc, which remember the Halberd isn't all that great at getting. 55 makes it like a raw Uchi for bleed. Not terrible, but Halberds aren't as fast as katanas. If we want Rot, we have to use the Rotten Butterflies.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Except for some reason, I make a rule for myself that we have to use the Rotten Butterflies in every fight where the boss can be rotted. I don't know why I added a harder rule for myself, but sure. Margit dives in and knocks us right out of it, but the butterflies linger, so he gets rotted. It's 16.8% damage plus 1350 if it lasts the whole time, which it doesn't, because we're doing around 700 damage per hit with the Halberd. Kindred of Rots didn't activate, he must have been a little too far away. This thing is a little finicky. That's not totally on the spell. Kindred of Rots just has this weird, really close activation window. It's kind of funny that because of how damage calculation works, it doesn't stop the combo on the boss when it's rotted, so we just see the whole health bar go down in one go. I like that quite a bit. Here's what I'll do. I will try to get Rotten Butterflies off at the start of every fight where the boss is weak to rot, or susceptible to rot. Phil, why are you doing this to yourself? Even the spell enjoyers think Rotten Butterflies is bad. They will agree with you for 1 week. They will actually agree with you, and you don't have to do this. It's too late, of course. The run is done, and I must have made it through. Now all that remains is to see how painful this run is. Godric gets rotted, walking right into the cloud like an idiot. Of course, we also sit there for him to hit us like it's T-ball. I tried to emote on him since he was rotted in phase 2, but we got hit by the fire. No style points. Easy win, though. Weirdly enough, if the bosses just walk into the butterflies and get rotted every time, I don't know that they're that terrible of a spell. Bad, obviously, but maybe not like egregious. Also, everyone keep in mind, I said that Rot Breath was useful when I reviewed dragon spells, so jot that down. Important fact. You're gonna be like, Phil dunked on dragon spells, but he likes the butterflies. I said the Rot dragon spell was good, because Rot is just kind of good. Raya Lucaria, we summon the spider for the first time, and it's so far away. Why? We almost get gobbled by the doggy, but it does get rot. These dogs are weirdly good at avoiding status effects, probably because they're just supposed to die. Now, can Moongram parry the purification? No. But also, I should save my mana for Renala. She does not get rotted while we hit her with the halberd, and I forgot to use the butterfly.
You are a liar, a deceiver. I'll never fall for your tricks again. Never!
Now we get to imagine a human centipede in Fort Heights. Seriously, where's my skins? I guess you'd need to be playing squads to do the human centipede skin. Then we're gonna bonk Grail on the head because he drops a lot of runes and it's fun. Stance break and give everyone their promised butterflies. Now I don't get to use the butterflies on enemies immune to rot like the Putrid Avatar. We just have to hit them with a stick that does fantastic damage, like so quickly. Remember the last run when we came here with a fire weapon and it was still slow? That weapon was even +9 somber. Halberds are just kind of better than twin blades. I get that we have a lot more levels here, but we don't have anything super effective like the halberd was supposed to be. I mean, come on. I hit the mama dragon with the butterflies before running in to grab the Dectus piece. Figured maybe the rot would do a lot, and it does, but not all the HP, so we'd have to do it a few more times, and it's really not worth it at this point. Did you know Radahn is weak to rot? Maybe I'll make a YouTube short about it sometimes, get a more billion views. We get our rot off and then start smacking them with the halberd, get a stance break. Wait, each butterfly has a hitbox that also does stance pressure. Pretty good stance pressure against bigger enemies, as it turns out. Time to actually look up how these butterflies work. We do Radahn's Hole, fight the Mimic. Anyway, butterfly math. Each butterfly does 100 physical damage, which is boosted by our blue dancer because it's physical, 80 rot buildup, and 3 stance pressure. Also, I was wrong. I've been saying it's 16.8% plus 1350 damage for the rot, but no, it's actually 29.7% of the max health plus 1170. It works great against the moose, doesn't even get to teleport away. Not to mention, it can give us a 20% damage boost. No, wait. Don't tell anyone I said this. This is a little secret. This is a little secret for us. I don't hate the butterflies. Look, okay, I'm not saying they're good, because spell enjoyers think they're bad. You know what? I think people just don't really know when they're supposed to use it. I think people aren't giving it a fair shake because it has certain use scenarios where it's good. They're just not giving it a fair shake. I think that's what's happening.
Well, that's just silly. I don't sound like that.
Carry a manor. If Romina lifts with her legs, anything is possible. So since Loretta can't be rotted, we don't use the butterflies unless we use them on the page outside, get the Kindred of Rots, and get 20% more damage for the first like 10 seconds-ish of the fight. Sometimes my brain is simply too large. Say hi to Ronnie and the gang before making it all the way to the Lake of Rot. Wow, this is fine. I hope those basilisks are ready for me to have extra damage from Kindred of Rot's exaltation. I'm gonna call it Core from now. Is everyone okay with that? Core, Kindred of Rot, Core. Astel is a fight where I learn. You can't hit me. Yeah. Wait! That makes you immune to being grabbed! It's the best spell in the fucking game! Further testing required, but if you can't get grabbed out of the butterflies, that's hilarious. That's so funny. Such a weird piece of tech that would be so situationally useful, which means it's a great spell. Let's make Boggart eat the bugs. I have a feeling he listens to some podcasts that would be so mad if he ate the bugs. It's pretty funny. It's funny to be mean to Boggart because I hate him. Volcaning a manor is so much more fun than carrying one. We get to fight Godskin Noble with a little reach today. And slash. Oh yeah, remember how Eleanor's Poleblade doesn't do slash? Well, the frickin' Romina halberd does. Good lord. It also has stance pressure, so we get a crit that rots him. Too bad your character phases out of existence as it lands a crit. So no core this time. However, when he does the rollout and gets stuck on a column, he's still taking damage from the rot. And also, we can butterfly him. I like it. I like it, and I think it's good. This is the most fun run I've had in so fucking long because I like it. Well, sure, we're having a good time, but it's not like we're gonna have fun fighting Rykard unless we run into the paint and hit the butterflies and then check out the Giga Chad Spider Bro. Just running through the lava to attack the snake, take the aggro. A goddamn legend. I popped the Starlight Shard. You know why? I want to cast butterflies again in phase 2. Why not, right? Wait! I understand why the sand spray so fast. The rotten butterflies has quit stands. For gargoyles, we summon the spider. He also spawns in randomly like the rats. So he's somewhere in this room, there is a spider. Which is so fitting, because boy, that sure do be how spiders be. He must be by the second gargoyle, because as it lands, I see he's taking damage and distracting that one. So remember how I said the spider was gonna be bad? Nah, he's a bro. He's tanky, he's aggro, he's cheap. I love him. If I let myself get poisoned, I get buff. Tactical, tactical. Yeah, so core works when you get poisoned too. So let's get poisoned and hit harder. If you told me to place a bet on whether I'd enjoy the bleed machine or the butterfly spell build more 3 weeks ago, I would have struck you in your face. I wouldn't even place the bet. I would just strike you physically. It's so obvious bleed machine is better, but no, that run wasn't fun. This run rips. This run kicks ass. This build is my new favorite in a long time. Spider comes in closer for Fia's champs. Roger actually gives us the most trouble because for the final 3, we bring up butterflies and load them up with rot. Then purification does a hella big damage from the Kindred of Rot's boost, and we can just stall out Lionel until he dies of rot. Dare I say, fun Fia's champs? Let's go beat God with a bug type. Her halberd is an 8. Someone said the shade could be rotted, so I tried hard, but it didn't work. Damage was still fine, I'm just disappointed in my chat.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Also, there we go. We used the butterfly spells in a boss fight where the boss can't be rotted. And it went fine. It was actually still pretty good. Morgoth gets comboed up and rotted before the phase transition. Damn, that's where I wanted to hit the butterflies. Oh well, we'll do it anyway. And finish him with the purification. Not because it's good. It just looks cool. I think you're all too obsessed with what's good or useful or has any practical benefit and not focused on the important thing. Does it look cool? Hey, recording this. This is the first video post-election, so 4 Dem lands. And hey, Dems, if you want to win, you need to pitch an alternative. You lost. You lost pretty bad, in fact, and it's because you did like a really bad job of pitching any alternative. You sort of just agreed with the right, and if you just agree with the right wing, then why would anyone from the right wing come join you on the left wing? If you're like, well, they're right, and they're wrong. They're so wrong on so many levels. And like, things are going to be so bad now because you took Walls as your VP, you know, which is a big like lefty win. Like it's a signal to the progressives. Hey, we're going to rock with you. And then spent the whole time with him being like, and actually he's not progressive at all. He's not progressive. He only coached football. That's the only thing he did. You never brought up universal school lunch, which is so popular in Minnesota and would be so popular everywhere and would also force people to say, actually, I don't think kids should have lunch if they want to argue against it. You never brought that up. Why? Why was Liz Cheney is so rad the campaign message for the last month? So, yeah, just what we're going to do with the 4 Dem lands moving forward is I'm going to try and help you figure out how to pitch your message to people and how to like try and pitch something better, because you didn't pitch anything better. You didn't really pitch anything. You just said, actually, the last 4 years that you thought sucked, they were a bit of all right, and they weren't. They sucked. Everyone agreed they sucked. They didn't suck as bad as the 4 years previous, but people have memory problems, and they don't remember 4 years previous, and they're like, I think it was okay. I think it sucks more now. Recency bias is a thing. So when everyone says everything sucked for the past 4 years, don't say, actually, no, it was good. You dorks, you idiots. Anyway, Fire Giant's just getting the halberd for phase 1. The opening is in phase 2. We did so much damage that I thought we must have applied the rot. No, our jump attacks just do 2,000 damage each. The Poleblade was doing like 200 per hit. The hits were faster, but they were not that much faster. With the butterflies in phase 2, then just do it again. He's rotted, so we can keep hitting him on the leg to make it go faster. Also, Spider took a full fire breath to the face and kept trucking. He's a trooper. I love the little buddy. Godskin Duel actually gives us some trouble, but it doesn't really feel like Romina's fault. Spider gets summoned right in between them. We're rolling really bad. Then we get the Noble to phase 2, and he rolls really well. Oh, cool. What a cool way to die for the first time. Yeah, that was the first death of the run. Next try, we get him to roll out again, but that's fine. Safe on the column, bring the bugs in, then, as they spawn in, more butterflies. It's my favorite spell. Of course we make the swag jump, but then I realize I made a mistake. We can do it better. Second attempt, epic purification swag jump.
Missed it by that much.
Forgot to stop at the Grace after the bird run. Oh well, we just won't die to Mally. And yeah, we don't die to Mally. We hit the butterflies twice, once in phase 1, once in phase 2, letting us full on disrespect him and just walk away slowly, ignoring the crit. He didn't know it, but he was already dead the second we walked in.
Yo, did he just walk up slowly and walk up slowly?
He did.
Gideon gets the butterflies right at the beginning and we get the full animation. Look, as a cishet man, I don't think I can say the word that accurately describes the little snap she does at the end, but let's say she's got some trash tier candy and she's giving it away, she's serving runts. This dude can be annoying with his constant spam, but one affliction of rot is kind of enough to kill him, so like, we'll hit him if we can, but no pressure. Godfrey phase 1 is here, that's fine, we do fine, but I'm interested in phase 2 where he tries to grab us and fails. Fucking best spell in the game, motherfuckers! No joke! I like this spell a lot! I really do. Radahn is distracted at the top, so we hit the butterflies and get the snap off again. He can be rotted. I think a lot of people don't think he can because he can't be bleed, but rot is fine. Rot doesn't work on the Elden Beast, but I hit the butterflies anyway because he's a big boy, and I forgot that I hit it against the Godfrey Shade, actually. So, whoops. They do a decent amount of damage and stance pressure, and it's funny. If y'all defended spells by saying, it's funny, I know it's bad, I'm using it to be rude, we wouldn't be fighting. Stance break, crit. It doesn't get to do the triple rings. God died to butterflies, just goes to show one day, everything will die. Except the bugs.
I like bugs, and I'll tell you why. They're alive, and so am I.
Summoning the spider for Plassey, he just starts right in there. It's great, and then I got a little greedy with the butterflies. That's not the butterflies, that's the armor. You see, for the butterfly spell to be good, you just need to use it hyper specifically, and then it's awesome. Attempt 2, we literally just put the physical defense talisman on, and it was fine. The rot keeps sticking even when he wants to teleport all around the world. And as though it were meant to be, he crashes into the wall for the Omega laser. God just wants us to use the butterfly. Wait, no, we killed God. The butterflies are God now. They tell me things in the middle of the night. Sometimes they take on a shadowy form that fills my heart with dread and paralyzes me. That's a butterfly, right? Castle's whole time, little trick here, we have to be careful with all the frostbite. Can you imagine how goddamn cold we must be? Spider Bro takes the aggro, so we get to snap.
And snap!
Penguin Noble gets purified by the powers of a putrid pinky. I wonder if purification is based on maggot therapy. For those who don't know, Google it on your work computer. It's wild. It's not like sexy. I mean, I hope it's not sexy. All God's children are different, so if you're into that, you know, yikes, but okay. Moog gets rotted. We get a damage bonus and still have the Eleonora tier from the Eleonora run. Remember how the bleed build flopped against the boss that was weak to build? Well, the fully naked rot build does fine. Probably because the naked rot build is also a reach build, and an our hits do an amount of damage build. Hitting the butterflies under Fortis Axe shows off that they are kind of a big AoE damage spell. Not on the level of the Nut or the Dragon Lightning Strike, but good enough. It also still does rot, which beats the annoying dragon. Loretta isn't an issue. Last week I said that shorter weapons are better here since the hits go over your head. Nah, reach weapons are the way to go. Any weapons are fine. Just hit her. After you hit the butterflies, of course. Gotta lead with the butterflies. Time for a rot off. Malenia versus Romina. Butterflies and spiders versus flowers. Is the spider gonna be helpful or just a juice box? It's gonna be very helpful. It decides to become a sniper and shoot a poison dart, keeping it away from Malenia but still activating her aggro. She has really, really high poison resistance, so it never poisons her, but that little poison dart interrupts her attacks so many times. Oh, also, if you didn't know, you actually can rot Malenia. We got the rot off. We have rotted Malenia! Blade of Mikola! That's just bananas, right? Her resistance is super duper high, and I don't really recommend trying to rot her with anything other than the butterflies because they're the best spell in the game. We also had the entire first phase to build up hits with the halberd, and then hit the butterflies in the onion to get it to pop, and we died. So, you know, whoops. I guess we can respect for Radahn's Great Rune now, though. It takes us a few tries, but not too many. Run in, get the spider bro out. He's a touch too aggressive, but it's okay. Better than just standing around like an idiot. Talking about you, Christoph. Ya ass. I'm messing up my spacing a bit here and there, but every time I do, Spider Bro is there to save us. What a legend. Our jump attacks are getting us stance breaks, and we're on to phase 2. Spider Bro is too hungry in phase 2 and pushes her out of the butterflies. Probably no rot this time. But as she starts to combo us, he blasts her to break her poise. I love this dude. A few more hits, another stance break. This is all keeping the rot pressure up, so we actually do get it when she's around 20% HP, which means we just have to live. Spider Bro dies. RIP to our real one. She did hit it with 2 onions back to back. Then we just RP walk towards the camera until she goes for a ducky. Then we RP run the fuck away towards the camera. It is so funny watching her hit the clone attack and the ducky dance, 2 attacks that normally make her invincible, and just watching the health tick away. As she dies, we even hit the snap. Get rotted, Malenia. Onto the DLC, which doesn't stand for downloadable content. It stands for damn, Lady Centipede.
They're squirmy and wormy and purple and green, the grossest little creatures that you've ever seen.
Hey, why is it DLC, not DC? Download is one word. If we're going by syllables for some asinine reason, it should be DCACT. It's too late to change it now, but whoever coined the term messed up. You know who else messed up? Whoever coined the term, coined the term. You don't coin something, you mint a coin. Whatever, I'm so angry now. Let's beat up the dancing lion and get absolutely gobbled. Not totally sure why I did so bad against this dude today. He pushes us into walls a lot, which blocks the camera off, makes it hard to see, makes it hard to dodge. Hardest boss in the game is actually just the camera, am I right? Okay, actually it was a 3rd try win. We're in the DLC, that's fine. I just expected a little more, since this is the easiest boss in the DLC, generally. Rolana gets rotted right away, and then we just keep the stance pressure up and get got. Okay, never mind. DLC's got hands. Things just hit hard, and our nudity is not keeping us safe. Attempt 2 goes better. We get the rot on before she does the moons, so she's not actually immune to damage while she does that move. It is my favorite thing about rot. There are so many bosses in the DLC particularly. There are a few in the base game that have just long strings where you can't do anything to hurt them, and if you have them rot, they take damage. Gaius can be rot. He's basically the DLC version of Radahn in the base game. He rides an animal, he uses gravity, he should have an army to help you. But we get the rot on and just hit him a few more times. The rot actually ends right before he died.
Missed it by that much.
Still a 1st try win, we just had to be a little bit careful for that final hit. The sunflower is broken. It doesn't work. It's supposed to have 450 rot resistance, but not in phase 1. It's either immune in phase 1 or its rot is so high that we just can't get it applied with this halberd. There's 55 buildup per hit, which should be about 9 hits. We can get like 20 and no rot happens. Phase 2, we hit the rotten butterflies, no rot. Maybe the trunk is just immune to rot because we do get a rot later. This boss just sucks. Frankly, it sucks. It's the worst remembrance boss of the DLC. I think that's a pretty universal opinion. Unless people are extra salty about Radahn or Gaius, I also don't really see why people are so salty about Gaius. I don't think he's that bad. This isn't even just salt. It's just annoyance. Like Radahn is harder, Gaius is harder, Mesmer is harder. This shit just isn't fun, but it isn't forever, so that's nice. Putrescent Knight isn't just vulnerable to Scarlet Rot, it's weak to it. Why is the pile of sludge weak to poison? No idea, not complaining. Lord knows I do enough of that already. Unfortunately, I am weak to the Bucking Bronco combo. For some reason, summoning the Spider Bro makes him not lead with the Bucking Bronco, which throws off my groove.
You threw off my groove!
3rd attempt, yes. Summoning Spider Buddy does make him buck that Bronco later. Must have something to do with our positioning, or rather, the positioning of things it considers enemies. Once we get the rot on, it's basically over from there. Just hit him a few more times and let that sweet disease tick, tick, tick him down. Mesmer is another rough one. We bring in Jolan, but he is just so aggressive, and our defense is so bad. The non-existent armor is catching up with us in the DLC. But Rotten Butterflies remains the best spell in the game. You can get it off at the start of phase 1, and when he grabs Jolan, you can get it off again. Then at the start of phase 2, if we had any magic left. Also, it makes sense that we'd be bad at this fight. Romina's weak to fire, although the whole thing takes less than 5 minutes, except it's not that easy. We forgot to do Ansbach's quest, so I had to quit out, then talk to Ansbach and fight Mesmer over again, even though we already beat him.
Didn't I kill you already?
And then it gets worse. Yeah, sometimes you should just take a win when you can, but then we flounder for a long time. 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes. I'm a big dumb baby. It takes longer to finish the Ymir quest and unlock Medir. A boss that goes fine, by the way. Butterflies hit the big body a lot, getting us the rot boost, the rot, and then a big old crit when we teleport away. By the time it hits phase 2, we don't even need to keep hitting it. Rot would kill it so easily. But I'm not a coward. I'm a bug. Jory gets the butterflies. I don't think her teleportation will reset the rot, and I was right. It's not like it's a new Jory. One that won't make you sick, one that won't make you crash your car, or feel 3 feet thick. I've also mentioned in previous videos that I think the DLC is more spaced out and there's more running between bosses. Today, I'm realizing that's 100% true. Base game has Fortisax, who's pretty far out of the way, and Astel's pretty far out of the way. But you have to do a whole catacomb to get to Jory, then a stealth forest, then another dungeon to get to Midra. For Bale, it's a whole dungeon, then a mountain with an optional boss that's definitely worth the fight for Egon's sick ass. But even without the extra fight, that's a lot of running. To get to Gaius, you have to climb all the way up Shadowkeep, then go all the way down Shadowkeep. For Mesmer, you have to climb Shadowkeep a different way. For Midra, wait, didn't we talk about Midra? No, we didn't, because I didn't even talk about the extra half path through Shadowkeep you need to do, followed by the riverbed run. Putrescent Night is down through a big long valley just to get to the Cerulean coast, followed by Coffin Flop. Medir is basically the same errands as Fortisax, except actually you've got to do it twice. Then the rest of the bosses are just at the end of a regular legacy dungeon. Pretty fair and fine. All that to say, yeah, way more useless running in the DLC. I skip like 95% of the stream when I'm writing, as opposed to like 80% of the stream that I skip in the base game. Anyway, 10 full minutes after Jory, we make it to Midra. We're trying to stance break him at the right time, but it is tricky. If we can manage to hit the stance break before the phase transition, he just stays in phase 1 because his boss is a little broken, I think. It's my fault though, I didn't summon Spider Bro our first time. Our mind is higher than it has been in other runs, but we don't have any armor, and armor also helps you focus. Madness is a problem. We finally get the stance break at the right time, and he just doesn't start phase 2 until he is basically dead to Scarlet Rot. Big win, or should I say, a bug win. Okay, who's in the studio for Yo Gabba Gabba? Like, the rapping is bad, but that beat? That's a chilled out groove. Time for bug on bug action. It's Romina versus Romina, and we get rotted immediately. We waste all of our flasks getting hit with every attack, and then things just click. Jump attacks, Spider Bro. It's mostly Spider Bro, tank and aggro, so that we can jump attack. Romina isn't a fake rot fan like Malenia. She's actually immune to rot. Imagine being a rot boss and getting rotted.
You must be so embarrassed!
So many dudes will say, oh, hear me out. And it's Malenia, Blade of Mikola. Like, okay, hear me out. It's Romina, because I'm not a coward. Letta and the gang are up to no good, but can we purify them? Letta gives us a lot of trouble. Seemingly she can't be rot. Is she immune? That's so weird. Now it's time for Radahn, who is easy to rot in phase 1, but gets way better resistance in phase 2. Phase 2 is like 75% of his health, so phase 1 rot is basically useless. Lack of armor is a big problem here. Ratty hits harder than everyone else. We're also too good at stance pressure, often breaking him down right before phase 2, but I want it at the top of phase 2 so I can hit the butterflies and get a big chunk of that big chunk of his health bar he keeps for phase 2. Spider Bro also sometimes starts phase 2 way too far away to realize that he's supposed to join us in the fight. I would never be mad at him though, he has more than carried his weight the rest of the run. Ansbach, on the other hand, threw multiple times. Where we needed him, all we needed him to do was run in and do something, anything, literally anything other than just standing around. It is worth noting he's definitely worth summoning, as our rot damage is percentile, so the extra health Radahn gets is not that big of a deal. The resistances are also to a point where we need to hit the butterflies to get rot in phase 2. Getting them after a grab is ideal, but if we're the one who got grabbed, we can't use the butterflies. If Ansbach gets grabbed, that's pretty good. Yeah, it takes an hour, but that's pretty reasonable for Radahn. It took 5 hours to beat Radahn when we were Mesmer. That was pre-nerf, sure, but we also had armor. Rot hits, but we get no kindreds because spacing is dumb sometimes. We get a stance break right before phase 2, and then I just book it to the other side of the arena so Spider Bro will join us in the fight. Meteors into Myriad, we hit the jump attack and get hit a bunch. I'm not going for big attacks, just solid R1 hits. I'm trying to build up rot, but that's also enough to build up some decent stance pressure. He nukes us, I'm just running out. And then Ansbach gets grabbed, let's go. Big butterflies put the rot on, and now all we have to do is survive. All the moves he has that make him invincible are now opportunities for the rot to tick up. The Myriad is still baloney, and I still hate it. Also, I'm still hitting him because the best offense is a good offense, and that can help with your defense too. Right after the big explosion meteor, he goes for a nuke. Great, more time to sit still, taking that rot damage. It ends with him having a little more health, and we're out of flasks. but we get in and we get it done. Easy peasy, wasn't even stressful. That's the final big fight. We'll climb up the mountain, fight some ancient dragon mans, and make our way to the Jagged Peak Drake. Everyone gets butterflied, of course. Bale gets butterflied. I love the butterflies. Let's rank the build. Objectively, I should say A tier. The lack of armor got us killed quite a bit, especially in the DLC. But this tier list ain't objective, it's subjective, and subjectively, this is the most fun I've had playing Elden Ring since the DLC dropped. S tier, baby. Rotten Butterflies was apparently buffed recently, but I've never heard a nice thing said about it, and it's great. Auto rot, 30% of the boss's health, and you just gotta take one hit, maybe two. If I can do it while my character's naked, you can certainly make it work when you put some armor on. Spider Bro, all-time great Spirit Ash. I can't believe how hard he carried some fight. For wretch levels of focus, you are not gonna find a better Spirit Ash. And the Halberd might not build rot as fast as you'd want. It's not Antspur, it's not the Scorpion Stinger, but it's a Halberd with the best Halberd R1s. The bad Halberd R2, but that's fine. The jump attack works great. And if you just need a little more rot after the butterflies, this is gonna take you there. Tremendously fun. Thanks again to Bats for commissioning this run, and thanks to all of you who watched it. Join the Patreon to support all 4 channels and sub to them if you want them. Here we do Elden Ring, Tulok Time, we do other games. Cardbarian, we play Magic the Gathering. Barbarian, we're doing 5e homebrew. Check it all out.